Hi, I'm Ben, and in this edition of Things We've Sent to Space, I want to talk about Katy Perry. Perhaps you remember that in April of 2025, KPES went to the edge of space as part of an all-female crew aboard a Blue Origin New Shepard rocket. This particular mission was an example of space tourism. Space tourism is human space travel for recreational purposes, for fun. Perry was the most famous person on board, and also the first pop star to be sent to space, which helped get more eyes on the mission. However, she was accompanied by Jeff Bezos' wife Lauren Sanchez, journalist Gail King, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, and scientist activists Amanda Nguyen and Aisha Bowe. The crew even used the phrase "take up space" to highlight the importance of women in STEM careers and to increase the visibility of women in space exploration.
Taking up space!
The trip only lasted 11 minutes, which allowed for a few minutes of weightlessness. And, to be honest, sometimes I spend more time sitting on the loo. But upon completion, the whole thing was met with a bunch of criticism and cynicism, which I understand. Calling them astronauts because they were on board a fully automated trip does feel reductive of what actual astronauts do. Also, space tourism in general does feel like rich folks just splashing their cash around. But I can't pretend that I wouldn't go if given the opportunity. However, with these opportunities costing around $1 million per seat, I can assure you that I will not be getting that opportunity anytime soon. In the future, space tourism will become cheaper and more common, but in the meantime, I suppose it's gotta start somewhere. I had a quick look at some of the videos that Katy Perry posted from her preparation, and the amount of hate and vitriol in the comments section was absurd. So many people went out of their way to say, "Who cares?" or to mock and ridicule her. Even death threats? What the hell is up with that? Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of her myself, and a lot of her behaviour was pretty cringeworthy, but what's wrong with that? Sure, the whole thing felt like performative feminism, but I wouldn't let it bother me. Get a life. Unsurprisingly, that awful discouragement that I saw was pretty much all men, which perhaps speaks to why we need to have events like this in the first place, to actually encourage women to join STEM careers. If nothing else, she certainly made it look kind of glamorous. Look, I'll get off my soapbox now. Newsflash, people on the internet suck. I just find it quite disappointing and disheartening when I know that for a lot of young girls across the world, seeing their favourite pop star go to space was probably pretty cool, dare I say, inspiring even. As you can probably tell, I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this particular bit of space trivia, so I would love to hear your thoughts. Blast off down to the comment section and let me know what you think, and be sure to follow for more Things We've Sent to Space.